Harry's in trouble, and the thing that lets him down is his brain. If he's got one.
Could the Montecito mansion soon have a for sale sign in front of it? Harry and Meghan are facing a devastatingly large legal bill after the Duke lost his legal case against the Daily Mail. A London court was told this week the publisher is seeking more than 60 million Australian dollars in compensation.
Then he starts legal action against the publishers of the Mail on Sunday a couple of years ago, changes his mind halfway through because he knows he's going to lose, and has to settle out of court to the tune of 3 million Australian dollars. So having lost two major court cases, any normal person would think, okay, I'm done. Not Harry, hold my beer, let's go back. And this time he loses categorically and completely.
Harry found himself in a serious predicament, and ironically, the very thing that should have saved him his own mind seemed to be working against him, or at least that's what some might say. A few years back, he took the bold step of suing the publishers of the Mail on Sunday, confident he had a strong case. But as the legal battle unfolded, doubts crept in. Halfway through, it became clear to Harry that continuing would likely lead to defeat. Faced with mounting pressure and grim prospects, he chose to settle the matter out of court, agreeing to pay a staggering 3 million Australian dollars. At this point, most people, after losing not one but two significant legal battles, would probably throw in the towel and quietly move on. But not Harry. Instead, he seemed to say, "Hold my beer," ready to dive straight back into the fray without missing a beat. Let's rewind for a moment, and this time, the stakes are even higher. Harry isn't just facing a defeat, he's experiencing a total and decisive loss, one that hits him hard in the wallet. The money he once had slips further through his fingers, and the financial damage deepens beyond what anyone might have expected.
Associated Newspapers Limited, the publishers of the Daily Mail and the Mail on Sunday, to court. They were suing them for a breach of privacy.
Now, an extraordinary courtroom verdict. Prince Harry has lost his £50 million case against the Daily Mail.
But this unraveling isn't confined to just his bank account. It's also starting to seep into his public persona in increasingly noticeable ways. His reactions, once measured, are now drawing widespread attention and sparking concern. When someone openly challenges court decisions and vocally criticizes the outcomes, it almost always triggers a broader conversation about the fairness and credibility of the legal system itself. Repeatedly questioning or attacking these rulings doesn't just stir controversy, it invites the public to wonder about the judge's impartiality and the overall integrity of the process, casting a shadow over everyone involved. Confidence in the judicial process remains a cornerstone for Harry as he navigates these challenging times. Despite the ongoing hurdles, his focus is also sharply set on the upcoming 2027 Invictus Games, scheduled to take place in Birmingham. This remarkable event, known for celebrating the resilience and spirit of wounded veterans, demands a significant amount of funding and resources to pull off successfully. However,
is that Harry is always suing people and always losing. To attack the verdict as a complete whitewash, therefore bringing into disrepute the entire legal system, which is represented by his father, the king, and effectively questioning the integrity of the judge, Mr. Justice Nicklin. The problem is that Mr. Justice Nicklin is the same man that will decide whether Harry is responsible for unlimited legal expenses, both his own and those of the Daily Mail.
if the stream of sponsorship opportunities continues to dwindle, rumors are swirling that Harry might have to step up and cover a larger share of the expenses out of his own pocket. The stakes are high, and the pressure is mounting behind the scenes. On top of this, sustaining his lifestyle in the picturesque but costly enclave of Montecito is no small feat. Maintaining such an elevated standard of living involves extensive upkeep. Mansion maintenance alone comes with staggering bills, not to mention private security and other essential services required to protect privacy and ensure comfort. As these financial burdens pile up, the balance between personal ambition and fiscal reality becomes ever more delicate, leaving many to wonder how long it will be feasible to keep everything running smoothly without significant adjustments. The costs don't stop once you own a high-profile estate like theirs. There's an endless stream of expenses to handle. Security details alone can drain millions each year, not to mention the hefty property taxes that come with such a valuable home. Add insurance, utilities.
Something else that's in shambles is the Invictus Games. And this makes me sad because the Invictus Games is for a good purpose, right? The Invictus Games, I believe, is a good cause. It's an altruistic cause, but the donors and the funders are pulling out. You know, Harry and Meghan are really losing their luster, and people don't understand where Prince Harry is taking the organization. So let me read you this. The Invictus Games, they're facing growing criticism ahead of their return to the UK with concerns over low public enthusiasm, staffing issues, and questions about whether the focus has shifted from wounded veterans to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Gone. And their outgoings are huge, with security bills, multiple mortgages, and legal fees estimated at $38 million.
Landscaping, maintenance, and a whole laundry list of ongoing bills, and the financial burden quickly reaches staggering heights. If these mounting expenses continue unchecked, selling the mansion might become a necessary reality. The sheer weight of upkeep could prove too much to bear, forcing them to consider parting ways with their dream home. For quite some time, Harry and Meghan leaned heavily on lucrative media deals to sustain their lifestyle and cover these pressing costs. Yet, what once seemed like a steady and promising stream of income is now showing cracks. Their ambitious projects with Netflix, initially hailed as blockbuster opportunities, have struggled to capture the audience and acclaim they expected, shaking the foundation of their financial security. The level of success many had anticipated never quite materialized, and the initial wave of excitement that surrounded these productions slowly began to diminish. Rather than dominating the streaming charts and securing a lasting spot at the forefront of popular content, the project faced challenges in keeping its momentum alive. This decline dealt a significant blow to what many had predicted would become one of the most profitable and enduring revenue sources in the long run. Meanwhile,
Yikes! Netflix dump Harry and Meghan. It is over, folks. The Sussex's relationship with the streaming giant is grinding to a halt. Now, it's the understanding of the Mark Dolan show that Netflix's renewed deal with the Sussexes, which was far smaller than the original agreement, is being wound down. Media insiders in the US have told this program that Netflix are, and I quote, completely done with the couple.
The Montecito star looks like they've ditched her as ever slop, her as ever products. So I'm asking a question for a friend here, but is Megsy's brand now banned in Montecito?
Meghan's personal business endeavors haven't fared much better in capturing consistent attention or enthusiasm. A string of recent launches has fallen short of generating the buzz and widespread interest she likely aimed for. Critics and casual observers alike have voiced their doubts about the authenticity of her brand, with some feeling the offerings don't genuinely reflect her identity. Others, meanwhile, simply don't feel compelled to invest in her products, leading to lukewarm reception and slower sales. Her lifestyle and public image, once seen as a powerful asset, now face an uphill battle as she works to connect with audiences in a meaningful, lasting way. The brand has not only broadened its horizons with innovative items like wickless candles, but has also ventured into branded matches, creating a more diverse product lineup. Despite these creative expansions, critics and observers alike continue to wonder if the business is truly generating enough revenue to sustain the couple during this challenging financial chapter in their lives. Meanwhile, Harry's patience seems to be wearing thin. The lack of meaningful steps toward mending fences with the royal family has only deepened his growing frustration.
I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point in continuing to fight anymore. As I said, life is precious. I don't know how much longer my father has. He won't speak to me because of this security stuff. But it would be nice to reconcile.
She's money obsessed and always has been. And that is why she married Prince Harry. A great surprise and disappointment was to discover that Prince Harry had very little money. She imagined he'd be worth hundreds of millions, if not billions. And she's having to make up for it now.
For Harry, rebuilding those familial bonds could potentially offer a much-needed sense of stability and hope amid the uncertainty. Yet, with each passing day, that chance feels more elusive, as the distance between him and King Charles widens, casting a long shadow over any hopes for reconciliation. The rift between Harry and the rest of the royal family appears to be growing wider with each passing day, and insiders suggest that communication with Prince William has become almost non-existent. Shrouded in silence and distance, Harry finds himself increasingly cut off from the very people who once were his closest allies, amplifying a profound sense of isolation that seems to weigh heavily on him. This growing separation isn't just a casual family disagreement, it's a deep emotional strain that could be intensifying the pressures he faces every day. But there's another complicated layer quietly looming over all of this drama: his relationship with Meghan. When Meghan stepped into the royal world, many believed she saw it as a golden gateway, a chance to elevate her career and build a global platform unlike any other. Harry, with his royal heritage, immense influence, and worldwide recognition, opened doors that many could only dream of. Their union was more than just two people coming together. It was a collision of immense potential and heightened expectations, a dynamic force that promised new possibilities, but also brought with it unforeseen challenges lurking beneath the surface. Spanning continents and cultures, they seemed like the perfect pair poised to conquer any challenge.
Keep giving, as you say there, Chris. Listen, it's no surprise she wanted somebody that was high status and famous and rich. I guess who doesn't? And this was maybe one measure of the way the institution works that maybe she didn't really understand, and she didn't know that all the finances are controlled in trusts, or other people are controlling the purse strings in favor of the role that they perform. She wants financial independence, and yeah, she, in some way, hats off to her, she achieved it, and that does explain the Netflix deals.
The couple's reportedly planning to sell up and move to Malibu, although unconfirmed. It's unclear if they need to downsize to free up some cash, or they just desire a change of scenery for their family of 4.
Side by side, they appeared to have all the ingredients necessary for a thriving, prosperous future: love, ambition, and a glamorous platform that could open countless doors. Yet, as time has unfolded, the picture has drastically shifted. Harry now finds himself tangled in a web of legal battles, mounting financial strain, and a cloud of uncertainty that seems to hang heavier each day. This stark reality is worlds apart from the bright and promising future Meghan likely envisioned when she said, "I do." She stepped into the marriage with hopes of endless possibilities, a life filled with achievement and stability, yet now faces a growing sense of unpredictability and upheaval. These challenges have stirred a whirlwind of speculation surrounding the fate of their union, with many wondering aloud if Meghan might. At some point, the realization may settle in that moving forward separately might be the best path if Meghan feels Harry is no longer able to offer the future she once dreamed of. With court battles dragging on, money concerns mounting, and the unpredictability around the Invictus Games adding another layer of complexity, the pressure on their relationship seems heavier than ever before. The foundation of their marriage itself seems to be shifting in subtle but unmistakable ways. Harry and Meghan are increasingly charting their own independent courses, immersing themselves in different professional projects that rarely overlap, and their travels are more often solo journeys rather than shared adventures. What once felt like a unified front now appears divided as their priorities and visions for the future steadily drift apart, highlighting a growing emotional distance between them. The warmth and unity that once defined their public image now seems to have dimmed, replaced by a growing distance that is impossible to ignore. When a relationship, especially one so closely scrutinized by the world, faces mounting pressures, those tensions inevitably take a toll. And with financial challenges steadily increasing, the situation becomes even more complicated. Rumors have begun swirling that in order to stay afloat, they might be forced to sell valuable assets, reduce staff, and implement significant cost-cutting measures across the board. Downsizing, once unthinkable, could soon become unavoidable, altering the way they live and work. To adapt, seeking fresh commercial partnerships or striking new media deals might shift from optional to essential if they want to sustain the lifestyle their family of 4 has grown accustomed to. Whether it's a strategic move to free up funds or a heartfelt desire to embrace a fresh start somewhere new, all signs point to major changes on the horizon for their future. As we watch this story unfold, it's a powerful reminder that even the strongest bonds and most glamorous lives aren't immune to the challenges life throws their way. Sometimes, change is the only constant, and the journey to find balance and stability is a reality everyone must face. If you found this story as captivating as we did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and share this video with your friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think might happen next. Your support helps us bring more amazing stories right to your screen.